possible.
As ever, watch the lights, 5 on, and then they will all go out. A pause of up to 3 seconds, 44 laps, the Belgian Grand Prix, the race which is crucial to the World Championship. Hakkinen on the left, Coulthard on the right. Yes, yes, it's go! And Coulthard drags. Hakkinen gets away well. Look at Eddie Irvine coming up on the inside. Villeneuve goes up into second position. Schumacher is down into about 6th position. Bad start by the Ferrari. Great start by Eddie Irvine. Villeneuve, look at Villeneuve, and into the wall. Who was that?
Coulthard in the wall.
David Coulthard into the wall. They'll stop the race.
They'll have to red flag this.
Terrible. Look, oh, this is quite appalling. This is the worst start for a Grand Prix that I have ever seen in the whole of my life.
Total carnage. David Coulthard went off up the hill very early on, and then they just all piled into him in the poor visibility, and they have no ability to stop. The tyres are cold, and everything locks up, and he just absolutely slides straight into the accident.
Yeah, the race doctor, of course, Mika Salo, you saw walk away, and he had a gigantic crash yesterday. Well, it's going to take an enormous time to clear all this lot up. Drivers will be rushing back now to the pits, and that's Jos Verstappen down there. Barrichello, I apologise. Well, running back, there's Mika Salo in the black overalls, and getting his steering wheel off there was Esteban Tuero. 3 minutes after the Belgian Grand Prix should have started. Well, fingers crossed, everybody. We don't want another bad start like that one. 18 cars on the grid. There's Damon Hill. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Go, 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 go! Hakkinen leads away again. Irvine again comes up the left. Damon Hill has made an excellent start and leads! Damon Hill gets ahead of everybody at La Source. Schumacher going round the outside.
Oh, and Hakkinen's
spinning Hakkinen. Schumacher hit Hakkinen, and Herbert has hit Hakkinen. Now, I can't believe they're not going to have to stop the race again.
They've got 3 minutes to get that out of the way, but there's no spare car for Hakkinen. He'll have to take, even if they do stop it, he'll have to take, he's saying he's okay, but he'll have to take Coulthard's car back in that respect. But at the moment, no sign of the red flags as Michael Schumacher comes up the inside of Eddie Irvine.
And takes second place. So now the battle is on between Damon Hill and Michael Schumacher. Mika Hakkinen walks away. That's the World Championship leader. He's not getting... And out goes Coulthard. Coulthard is off, and one of the Benettons. This is terrible for the McLaren team. David Coulthard truck has kept the engine running, and Schumacher is up with Damon Hill. The Ferraris are second and third, and Damon leads a race for the first time since Hungary last year in the Arrows.
What's absolutely clear to me is that the Bridgestone intermediates are not working at all well, but at the moment both Hill and Schumacher's car appearing to work well, Michael looking the faster.
And remember the way these two are old rivals.
Safety car's on the track.
The safety car is on the track. They're going to have to line up behind the safety car. That is a good decision, in my opinion. And now Coulthard is back on the track. David Coulthard has rejoined the race.
Recovered from that gravel track. We saw him reversing gently out. Safety car's good news for him. It's a bit like Austria. He's going to end up at the back of the field. But Hakkinen gets away very, very well, it appears. But Hill made a super start. Coulthard a poor start. And Hill goes down the outside, squeezes Hakkinen and brakes later. Hakkinen very, very cautious there. Now Mika feels a bit under pressure, very close to that Ferrari, hits the throttle a little bit too hard, pirouettes, only to be clouted by the Sauber of Johnny Herbert.
So, into the bus stop at the end of the lap. The race is on, there's the safety car. Damon Hill leads on lap 3 out of 44. Can Michael Schumacher in the Ferrari catch his old rival and get past him? Not if Damon Hill's got anything to do with it. And David Coulthard is the fastest man on the track in 15th place. Eddie Jordan, he'll be keeping his fingers crossed. He's never won in all the Grand Prix that Jordan have been in when they started in 1991.
Well, let's just think of the psychology here. Damon Hill desperately wants to win this race. He hasn't won a race since 1996. Unlucky at Arrows in Hungary last year. Michael Schumacher needs the World Championship points. I think Michael will be thinking, I'm not going to take a wild move to get past this man. I've got a long afternoon ahead of me. I'll take him as and when I can. But here's a good chance. He got a much better run out of Blanc. Better.
And here's a replay. He has forced Damon Hill wide. Michael Schumacher is able to take the right line into the bus stop. Damon Hill has to defer or go off the track and damage his car. And off goes Schumacher!
No, it's Irvine, it's Irvine.
Apologies. Trying too hard and is just missed by Heinz Harald Frentzen. Off goes the nose wing of the Ferrari. And he'll be coming in for a new nose. He's taken the barge board off as well. Into the pit lane comes David Coulthard. This is the race leader in Belgium. It is Michael Schumacher coming through to complete his 12th lap. He was 9 seconds ahead of Damon Hill.
Yes, he'll be squeezing that throttle pedal like there's an egg underneath it. He doesn't want to brake, because if you jump on it too quickly, we've already seen several drivers just spin off just in an apparent straight line. And you really do have to squeeze the power on. But he's lapping very well, a 2:06.5 again on that lap. You can see him bouncing across the curbs in the bus stop, but he looks totally under control, doesn't he?
Here is Michael Schumacher, race leader, coming in for the first tyre change of a top man. James Allen is there.
And very calm work by the Ferrari crew. Perilous waters ahead for many other people. That's 8.3 seconds. Bit of a slow takeoff. Meanwhile, Damon coming in as well.
Yep, Damon Hill into, now it was 8.3 seconds for Michael Schumacher. Is Damon going to lose any time?
They've got a spanner caught in the front wing. It looked as if they were hoping to adjust. Maybe they did adjust the front wing on Damon Hill's car. Whatever, the tool got stuck in the nut, and I don't actually think they changed anything. Michael Schumacher absolutely flying. Now his car's on full wets. I mean, he's just not backing off at all. He is absolutely going for it. His outlap is 3 seconds faster in the first section than any of his competitors. Absolutely incredible. Michael has got so much confidence. Damon Hill driving a very, very sensible race. Difficult thing here for Eddie Jordan, because Ralph's homing in on Damon at about a second a lap. The two Jordans running second and third. They really need to be having a word with those two and saying, don't push each other too hard. You know, we've got a great chance of a double podium here.
Michael Schumacher diving through with Denise. Are they touching each other? My goodness, that was close. Schumacher backs off and keeps the distance between them. That could have taken Schumacher out of the race if they'd been 6 inches closer.
Well, that's the mentality of the man, but I'm a little bit surprised. He got a half-a-minute lead. That was a risk he did not need to take. You can see Jean Todt walking down the pit lane, talking to the McLaren team, and that's why, because Michael Schumacher is trying to lap David Coulthard. Coulthard's struggling around his McLaren, just not happy at all in these conditions for whatever reason, and we've seen the Ferrari team boss walking down the pit lane.
And let us not forget that David Coulthard in these appalling conditions. Oh God! Michael Schumacher hits David Coulthard and is out of the Belgian Grand Prix. Maybe he should have been a bit more circumspect about trying to pass him, but he is out. And Mika Häkkinen, in the nicest possible way, will be delighted. The World Championship situation is now the same as it was when the Belgian Grand Prix started, and Damon Hill is in the lead.
Yes, I think they probably just radioed to David to say, let him through, he's behind you, let him through. David lifts off, and Schumi doesn't realise and runs into the back of him. The two Jordans are first and second. Ralf Schumacher just 10 seconds. Look, David's pulled over to one side, lifted off, and Michael clearly couldn't see.
Wow, what an incredible development.
Look, Coulthard appears to lift. And look at the spray. No wonder Michael can't see anything. There's absolutely, he just can't see and just runs into the back of David Coulthard.
Michael Schumacher drives out of the Belgian Grand Prix, angrily throws his steering wheel out of the cockpit with every good reason. You can understand his fury, because he's now effectively lost the chance of taking the World Championship lead. Now, what is he up to? He's storming down the pit lane, presumably to go. Look at him. He's saying, I'm going to the stewards. James, can you enlighten? He's going to Coulthard. He's going to have it out with David Coulthard. This is a bit like Nigel Mansell and Ayrton Senna at that Belgian Grand Prix. James, what's the news?
Unbelievable altercation, as you say. Jean Tot's there. He's dragged his driver away. Michael, absolutely furious. I just saw the car as I came in, absolutely destroyed the front suspension. He's walking past me now. He's ready. He's close to tears, guys. He really is. He cannot believe this race has gone away from him.
This is a replay. Just look at the anger. Michael Schumacher is normally a very laid-back, calm chap, but his dander is well and truly up now as he storms into the McLaren garage, and David Coulthard denies any responsibility, and out goes Eddie Irvine. 2 Ferraris out now, and the Ferrari mechanics can hardly believe their eyes. This is a fantastic Belgian Grand Prix. On lap 27 out of 44, Damon Hill leads Ralf Schumacher, both Jordans, by 14 seconds. Lacey is third, 9 seconds back. Frentzen is fourth.
Damon's missed the chicane. Damon going across the grass at the bus stop, no harm done. But at the moment, Ralph's a couple of seconds a lap faster. But you can see there, look, the inside wheel lock, and he had to go across the grass. If you go through the pit lane, you've got to go through very slowly. You lose a lot of extra time. I don't believe there'll be any damage done there. A bit of grass in the radiators, but engine temperature's not the problem at the moment.
Yeah, funnily enough, Damon did actually get caught. There's
second place man Ralph in for, I assume, what is a scheduled pit stop for Ralph on a 2-stop strategy.
Rather earlier than I expected him. I was running through the order. I got to Frentzen, who is fourth. Fisichella is fifth. And Pedro Diniz in the arrows, a lap down, is in 6th place. Oh, Fisichella!
That's a big accident from Fisichella. I think that's coming out of the bus stop. He's obviously lost it and hit the end of the barrier. That's a very nasty accident. That'll bring out the safety car.
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll bring out the... there's poor visibility there. I think he's hit the end of the pit wall. And this is the same thing over. And, well... that just looks like a torpedo, doesn't it?
Is the Belgian Grand Prix going to go to full distance? Here's Damon for his second stop.
And Hill pitting under the safety car, so hopefully he can get back out again and keep track position. Overrunning his slot a bit there, that won't help his pit stop. But it's very important that Damon gets track position, doesn't get stuck in traffic. Normally, you should pit the instant the safety car comes out. And of course, Ralph now may just have track position on him. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. Lacey, 3rd place man, also coming in for his good. Damon has managed to get out of the pits ahead of Ralph, keeps track position. At the end of this lap, the safety car will go straight on at the bus stop, and then Damon will probably try and control Ralph a little bit, back him up, take a run at it, and have himself a nice clear space to brake when he wants to into La Source hairpin.
The safety car is off. The race is on. Damon comes out of the bus stop, gives it all the throttle he can afford to. Now, what's Ralf Schumacher going to do? Down from La Source to Eau Rouge, a gigantic ball of spray, and Schumacher is certainly not deferring as they go out of La Source, and Damon runs wide. Schumacher tucks in behind him. Frentzen is right up behind John Lacey. 5th and 6th are Diniz and Trulli, have regained the positions they should have been in. Lap 34, 44 lap race. The gap now is 2.3 seconds, and Lacey is easing up slowly on Ralf Schumacher.
So if Damon Hill can win this race, I think I bet he'll say it's one of his most satisfying. Of course, all of his other races were won in a Williams that was very dominant, and it was easy for people to say, yeah, but would he win in anything else? And he is going to answer them beautifully with this drive here on a treacherous afternoon.
Damon Hill leads. There is Schumacher. Wait for it. And there would have been Jean Lacey, but now here he is, coming up the climb to Les Combes.
It was a very slow lap from Damon, the one before. He's moving over whenever he gets a chance to try to get onto the wetter part of the track, as is Ralph. Sort of suggesting that the tyres are getting plenty warm enough and the cars are squirming around a little bit, and John Lacey's been the quickest of the 3 of them on the last 3 laps. Damon 6/10 faster than Lacey on that lap. There's Coulthard in the background, pretty much out of play after that pit stop to replace the rear wing, but Lacey can't now respond. Now the track's getting a little bit damper with this extra rain. I think it's helping the Jordans slightly, and they're easing away from John Lacey.
If, and I'm not saying he's going to, in case he doesn't, Damon Hill wins this race, it would surely be the sweetest of all his victories, because when he was driving for Williams, he was certainly in a car which at minimum was as good as anything else, and in most cases better. Get ready in Britain and Ireland all round the world to stand up and cheer as Damon Hill comes home within sight of victory at the Belgian Grand Prix. His 22nd victory into the bus stop. He is yards away from the finish, followed by his teammate Ralf Schumacher. And Damon Hill wins in Belgium. Fantastic! Schumacher second, a Lacey third. Well, what an unbelievable race. And Eddie Jordan at last, after all his efforts, after fighting his way up through Formula Ford, Formula 3, and even getting a Formula 1 drive himself, founding his own team, sees victory and is now very much one of the top 5.